Why am I not getting an interview? If you have been applying to jobs for maybe weeks, if not months, and you haven't heard back from a single employer, we're going to be talking about 3 reasons why that could be happening and what you can do to start getting interview requests. Hey there, I'm Dr. Alex Barker. I'm the founder of the Happy PharmD, a career coach company that helps pharmacists get jobs that they love. And in this video, I want to share the lessons that we've seen over and over again from pharmacists who have been looking for a new job. The first reason why so many pharmacists are ignored with their application is because they lack the experience. In fact, what I often hear from pharmacists is they talk about how they don't hear back from employers because they don't have the experience needed, or at least that's what they assume. Many people hear back from employers saying, "You didn't match our criteria." And that's just a fancy way of saying that we didn't look at your resume, but our AI bots told us that you don't have what it takes. Honestly, I think a lack of experience hints at a lot of different problems going on. It could be the very simple fact that you haven't really looked at the job description and tried to match or reframe your past experience to that job. That's the first and easiest step that you can do. If you are already a part of our community at the Happy PharmD, you get access to Alex AI, which is your 24/7 career coach. You're able to work with this coach and you're able to look at a job description and help you reframe your resume to better match the things that they're looking for. But if you don't have that, one of the simplest things that you can do is look at your resume and look at the transferable skills. What are the things that you have done in the past that could match the kind of work and expectations that the employer is looking for? The second biggest mistake that we see pharmacists make when applying for jobs is a lack of connection. I remember a manager once telling me that he receives well over 50 different applications for when they have a job posting. And that's an insane amount of work. Managers are busy. They use any shortcuts possible. The very first step that this manager shared, this person goes through the pile of applications. He looks to see if there's any names that stand out. Is there anyone that he knows in this pile? And he goes to them first. Now, we don't need to call out whether that's right or wrong, but I think we have to acknowledge that we as humans, we trust people. We have our favorite actors or actresses, our politicians, our people that we follow on Instagram, social media. We want to trust people. And the same is true within the workplace. We want to connect with those that we trust. And when we don't have a connection, then it's that much harder to build trust. The way around this is, of course, the making a connection. Networking can be a really scary thing. But if you're within our community, we have our networking area where we encourage members to connect with one another, say hello, and learn where we're at in this journey. If you are afraid of LinkedIn, I would encourage you to reach out to me. Hey, practice with me. I'm on LinkedIn. I try to say hi to everybody. Doesn't always happen, but practice with me. Say something wild and crazy. I don't know. Surprise me. I love a good laugh. But when you make a connection with others, with managers, especially when there's no request involved with it, you just want to make a connection, have a conversation, give them a compliment, do something really simple that anyone can do. When you make that connection, you become someone that potentially the manager, director, whoever's hiring you, you can stand out. And the best thing to do is to have a conversation, ideally in person or over the phone, and just get to know people. The best thing that you can do is to get to help someone else. It's why so many pharmacists hate networking. They feel sleazy and inauthentic reaching out to people just because they know they want a job. Instead, if you can just make it the way of your being to help others through networking, to make connections for other people, to point them to a resource, to share something that you've created or written, then you become the go-to person. Connections doesn't have to be hard even if you're introverted. And the final mistake that we've seen pharmacists make all the time when applying to jobs is not having clarity. people are not clear about what kind of jobs they want. And this is evidenced by the amount of jobs that they apply to and how all of them are so different. They apply to a mail order pharmacy, and then a specialty pharmacy, and then an independent pharmacy, and then maybe an academic job, and then a regulatory job, and then an MSL job. And people are all over the place. I get it. That's what happens when you perhaps are a little bit desperate to get out of your current position. Why not apply to anything and everything? Throw it out there. But that's kind of like using a shotgun for a sniper contest. You may land a small bullet on that target, but ultimately it's probably not going to be all that effective. If you don't have a very clear picture about what you're going after, what kind of career you're getting into, then everything else kind of moves that much slower. It's so much better to get really clear, to have almost like a sniper rifle for that target, because it is far away. You have lots of competition competing against you and everyone else. So you may as well put all of your effort and energy into one path, one thing that you can do. This can lead you to opportunities. This can create momentum for yourself, where one connection leads to another connection, and leads to a project, leads to a possibility, and leads to a project. By creating clarity for yourself and getting super crystal clear about what it is you want to do and how you want to get into it, then the steps to getting there become that much clearer, and ultimately career momentum can start to happen. And I love when this happens, because what the trigger is, or what the notice for us as coaches is when someone says, I have so many opportunities before me, I don't know which to choose. That's great. That feels so powerful, because then you're no longer the beggar that is wanting and wishing for just anything to come your way. You become in a position of power, and you can begin to say no to opportunities until those deals become something of value where you can say, hell yeah, I gotta take that. So these were 3 reasons why we feel like pharmacists' applications get ignored all the time. They were a lack of experience, a lack of connection, and a lack of clarity. But you can overcome them by creating the experience, either reframing what you've done in the past or getting new experiences to fulfill that, so that you do get asked for interviews. It's by creating connections with people so that they recognize you when you do apply, and creating clarity for yourself so that you're not dispensing all of your limited energy into so many different opportunities, but instead narrowing your focus so that you can start creating career momentum. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, hey, let us know, write a comment, let us know what else you would like to talk about as you go on this journey for your career. My name is Dr. Alex Barker. Thanks for watching this video, and until we see you in the next one, I hope you have a great day.